Hey everybody, Sean Forney here again because I got a new acquisition and I'm super stoked about it. Again, some people don't give a crap, but me, I think it's cool that I got these cool colors here, there. My FD still isn't back from the shop, but it should be back here soon. So if you see the color, then you obviously know what it is. It's a 2000 EM1 Civic Si. For some reason, these things are they're just cool cars. They got a B16 dual overhead cam VTEC in them. And again, for those that have watched my other videos, you understand that what I'm looking for is the low mileage, all VINs intact, clean specimen of a car. I prefer 100% factory with the exception of my RX-7 because again, it's a mutt, it's an LS3. The Supra has tasteful mods, it's got the single turbo, but the Type R is all factory. This for the most part's all factory minus a couple different options, but I do have all the factory parts for it. So in this video, I'm so excited I didn't even clean the thing because it's been 10 degrees. It was 50 degrees yesterday with 10 inches of snow on the ground. Today it's 8 degrees with the wind chill and freezing outside. So I'm not gonna wash the car until we get some decent weather, which may not be till spring, so that's fine. So as long as the car is tucked away in the garage. But this car actually came from right outside of Seattle, Washington. Wound up finding it on Facebook Marketplace whenever I'm combing the whole entire country looking for a particular car that I want. I've been looking for one of these for a long time with low mileage. And just like the Integra, Type R or the Supra, most of these cars that you see nowadays have been abused, they've been molested, they have 150, 180, 200,000 miles on them. So the fact that you can still find a sub 100,000 mile car, and again, I'm a deal finder, so I'm not willing to pay like the $25,000 plus that are on Bring a Trailer. So I'll give you an example. So an Electron Blue Pearl Si EM1 went off on Bring a Trailer, had 170,000 miles on it. It needed a clutch. It wasn't all factory, and the thing sold for like $16,500 just like 2 weeks ago. So I'm into this car for less than that. It's got a clean history. I run a Carfax, I run an auto check on everything that I pick up to confirm those things. So stay tuned. I'll give you a look over of this beautiful EM1 Civic. Okay, so here she is. Again, she's dirty, but all the paint shines up absolutely beautifully on this car. It's got all the right factory pieces. The only thing that this did not come with on this car because it was an option was the rear spoiler, which I'm fine with. This car is a factory car. It was a factory option car without a spoiler. I'm good with it. But it has the SI wheels on it. It's got tinted windows. It's got the rain guards on the windows. I'm okay with that. A lot of people prefer that. It didn't have the front license plate drilled on it. Has the notch marks, but it's not drilled. It's got the SI fog lights. That one is cracked, but I'm just happy it's there. It's got the factory lip. It's got the rear lip, side skirts, all that good stuff is here. It's intact. Now, for those that are not familiar, you know, these cars, EM1s, were 1999 and 2000. They had, I think, 160 horsepower, 111 pound-feet of torque, so they're not race cars, but these are just phenomenal cars. This car, brand new, I think was like 18 grand. I'll show you the window sticker. But, you know, these cars were just cool cars of their times. They're kind of like the Type Rs. They're kind of like the Integra GSRs. They were just, you know, cool, fun, nimble cars. You know, not super powerful, but a blast to drive. This car does have iBox sports springs. That's one of the things that's aftermarket on the car. So it does sit lower than factory. But again, the EM1s came in Milano red. They came in flamenco black pearl, and then electron blue. So electron blue, obviously the most sought after color. You know, Honda didn't really keep track of the production numbers well. Depending on what you read online, you can find some information, but they almost made the same amount of all of them. I actually think the red is the rarest color, but obviously the electron blue pearl is the most desired and sought after color. This car on the underside is absolutely flawless. It has no rust. Everything is intact. Now, again, whenever you're looking at these cars, you are looking to make sure that all of these VIN tags are in place and that they match. And this car has all the right matching stuff. Here's all the factory parts, factory airbox, factory header. It has the factory CD player. So it does have all the factory parts that came with the car, including the factory shift knob. But again, whenever you're looking at this thing, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for all the VIN tags in the right places. You're looking for rust down here. It's got clean. You're looking for rust here in the rockers. You know, this car doesn't have any of that. So it's in great shape. Let's see here. So one of my favorite things about this car is, again, the mileage. It has 88,204 original miles. And, you know, it has an aftermarket CD player, but factory one's right there. And then the best part about this car that I freaking am in love with is I have every shred of documentation from this car since it was brand new. Every oil change, all of that, including the factory window sticker, 17,960. VIN numbers match. You know, it came with the, you know, of course, came with a, you know, full tank of gas. But I even have, you know, the information on the factory tires that it came with. I mean, this thing is just, it's just so cool that there's enough records that were kept of this. Again, it does have an aftermarket shift knob. I have the factory one. AC works, heat works, all of that good stuff works. Now let's take a look under the hood with what powers this bad girl here. So as with all of my other cars, I will be getting this car paint corrected at some point. Again, important, check the VIN tags, all in place. Now this fender actually was painted over, but the VIN tag is still there and you can see the numbers. It's hard to see it on the camera, but it is the factory. You know, it was faded, so it was repainted. But here is what makes this car so cool. It is a B16A2, and you can see down there 0340. Its numbers matching. Again, just like the muscle cars, you know, the 1969 Camaros and Chargers and Challengers, you know, if they're number matching, they're all original for the most part. Again, this one has an AEM intake, it has a header, it has springs, but I have all the factory stuff. But if it's all numbers matching, that's what makes these cars sought after. It's less than 100,000 miles. That's what makes these cars so sought after. I mean, it still has the factory fender liners in good shape. So again, although this car does look a little dirty now, you know, it's not as clean as those two. The Super's actually getting dropped off to get paint corrected and ceramic coated next week. The following week, it's the Integra. The week after that, it's the FD. And then the week after that, it's going to be this car. And that's anywhere, you know, my detailer, since I send him so much business, does it for me for $1,100. He paint corrects it, gets all the swirls, gets everything out of it, and then he'll ceramic coat it, and that'll lock this thing in great, you know, forever. It'll be in great shape because I don't drive them enough. But again, in these types of cars, you know, this is what you want. It's in great shape. And for the most part, it's all factory. AC works, heat works, everything works, cruise control works, all that good stuff. So again, this is, you know, I'm pretty excited that I was able to find this car so soon thereafter as I found the Integra Type R. But again, I look for these cars and that's just the way it works. I looked for the Type R forever. I looked for the Supra forever. I looked for this forever. And sometimes it happens that way, that I bought that on New Year's Eve. And then I bought this a couple weeks later. I had to wait 2 weeks for it to get picked up in Washington State and delivered all the way over here to the East Coast. But now it's here, and it's cool because sitting in my garage, I got, you know, 3 USDM Legends sitting here in my garage, and I have the FD. It's getting my speed hut gauges needed to be calibrated, so that's getting done. Then I should have that here hopefully next weekend, and then I'm excited to do a video of all 4 of my cars in one place. And then I also have the Cadillac CT5V Blackwing on order, and eventually I'd like to do one on that as well. So again, I'm excited to get this. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff or how I find this stuff or whatever, just leave a comment below. Please make sure you like, hit the subscribe button, and I'll keep on doing these videos. So thank you all so much and have a great night.